Damen und Herren, herzlich willkommen, liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen, zur Pressekonferenz nach dem Rennen, während dem Rennen, denn das Rennen ist ja noch on the way. Es sind noch sehr viele Läuferinnen und Läufer draußen unterwegs beim 48. BMW Berlin-Marathon und das sind die Bedingungen, die wir uns wünschen und die wir kennen und die dafür.
Welcome everybody, just getting into the action a little late from myself, and we're listening and watching indeed on the live stream. International Urs Weber, editor of Runner's World Germany, and Urs is welcoming us all.
You all are wearing masks already, or almost everybody of you. With respect to the athletes, please inside here we should wear masks. Like the team and anybody who is in contact with the athletes has already been tested this morning, and so but in the room we decided to wear masks. So without further ado, I'll switch to German again.
And now we're going. Was continuing just our intro to this first press conference of a fantastic day of racing, and we've certainly had a whole stack of records. Some of us are even surprised just how many records we've had on this Sunday in glorious weather, glorious conditions for racing as well, in the 48th edition of the BMW Berlin Marathon. So we had a very impressive women's course record, taking a huge margin off the course record. But the athletes we have first on stage are the elite wheelchair competitors. And it looks like we've got the full lineup. The top finishers about to join us on stage. Marcel Hug of Switzerland, the silver bullet, the winner. Daniel Ramchuk of the USA, and David Weir of Great Britain in third place. And also a very special guest. Welcome to the man who finished in fourth place, Heinz Frey, a legend in wheelchair racing. In fact, he was doing the handbiker division today. Anyway, 4 of our elite on stage and more to come. So, in the build-up to the race, Marcel, we were talking about the build-up to the race, so let's turn first to the winner, Marcel Hug. So Marcel Hug, reflecting on the race and how it went, well, it was a big group. And I tried to raise the tempo 2 or 3 times to push a little more. And my aim was to keep the pace, the tempo high. And then when I was moving into the lead, 2 or 3 times I looked back and see who was following. But I held on to that lead to win. Did you have any information about how far you led from Daniel Romanchuk, the American who finished second? No, not really. And also, not forgetting that Berlin has quite a few curves and bends, so even if you do look back, you don't always see where your closest rival is. I just kept the tempo high. So, Daniel Ramchuk from the USA.
It was quite a tactical race. Firstly, congratulations to second place here. How was the race from your eyes?
That was pretty good. I think training has been going very well, and I think it was a very tactical race up until a point, and I think there was some train tracks. People kind of went everywhere, and yeah, I basically tried to accelerate to catch up for few kilometers at least, and then eventually said, I still got two more races coming up here. I try and conserve, and got caught by the pack of David and Jetsa, and just work with them for pretty much the rest of the race.
Ah, all right. Okay, so you didn't push it that too hard at the second half of the race, because I think Marcel was like almost 4 minutes in the lead then, right? Yeah. David, how was the race from your side? We already heard that the street were quite cobbly at some points, right? Was it hard racing today?
It wasn't too bad. I'm used to London roads, so these roads are
eight
times London, yeah. So,
yeah, 8-time London winner, yeah.
And it'll be my 23rd London Marathon in a row on Sunday, next Sunday. So, yeah, but I always love coming over here because it's pretty fast and flat. I'm not very good on a flat course. I'm more of a technical, tough racer. So like London and New York are probably my best sort of courses for me. But yeah, it was great to race the guys again this year. And I had a disappointment at the Commonwealth Games where I got a puncture and I didn't take no spares. So it was, yeah, so it was a bit of a heartbreak on that day. But and to come here and race, well, I thought I wanted to get under 1:30, and I did that today, and I'm pretty pleased with that time.
Congratulations to that. And is that possible to race London in a good time next week?
Depending on the weather, I think it's going to be a little bit cold next week. But yeah, if I think we can all race pretty well. Last year we went off pretty quick, and us three sort of broke off a little bit. So maybe on the big downhill at the beginning, I think that will happen again. But yeah, we pulled away for a little bit, and then I dropped off because my fitness wasn't up at that point. But I feel like my fitness is there now at the moment. So yeah, I'm looking forward to racing on Sunday.
Yeah. Let me switch back to German now, Heinz.
And we turn back to
so gut platziert wie Heinz Frey auf diesem Podium. Gleichzeitig müssen wir aber dazu erklären, du bist eigentlich hier deplatziert in dieser Runde, in diesem Jahr. Du bist zwar 20-facher Sieger des BMW oder des Berlin-Marathon.
And Heinz Frey, as Urs Faber is explaining, a legend in wheelchair sport and 20 times a winner in Berlin. And today he achieved 4th place in the handbiker division, but a kind of new experience for Heinz Frey.
Ja, ich hatte so ein Schlüssel.
Yes, Heinz Frey, first of all, saying congratulations to, as he says, the young guys on the podium. And looking back on a long, long career, and he's saying, and he's now in his mid-50s, you look for new challenges in a sporting career. So to do the handbiking race, yeah, that was very interesting. Oh, my aim in general is to stay fit. And my first win here in Berlin was 2004, so a long, long time ago. So, as he terms it, I've begun a second career as a handbiker. But I have to say that the more I get into handbiking, the more I appreciate the skills demanded of the handbikers. I admire their skills. It's fascinating. And I didn't really have the time this year to train as I would have liked to have done for wheelchair racing, where, of course, I've got a lot of experience. But for me, today was a wonderful experience to be part of that handbiker race. And to have, as he calls, a Berlin feeling. Yes, indeed. He's not the only one. So, a question from Urs. You have so much experience in Berlin, many years competing here. What kind of significance does Berlin have for you? I can't thank the team, the organising team, enough for all the experiences I've had in Berlin. And thinking about the handbiking experience in Berlin, and it takes a lot of skill to be in the handbiking division in Berlin. You've got to be going off fast. And of course, the wonderful support and reception you get from the fans and supporters along the road. So I just want to thank everybody. Whatever says, well, it's also, we thank you, Heinz, for all that you brought to the Berlin Marathon over the years. Back to Marcel Hug, the champion. And of course, you are now in the lead of the Abbott World Marathon Majors wheelchair division, which has been part of it since 2018. So, what's your race schedule for? Go on. And Marcel Hug also will be racing against David Weir and others in London next Sunday. So we'll be going at it to hammer and tongs. We'll be seeing quite a few of the faces that we've had in Berlin against us on the start line in London, but maybe a few other faces as well. I plan to recover well. And I'm looking forward to the next race, which is London week today. So any questions from the floor? Or indeed, by all means, place your questions online and colleagues will forward them to our MC, Urs Weber. Also vielen Dank für Ihre Teilnahme, hervorragende Leistungen und alles. Vielen Dank.
And on with the women's wheelchair, die Frauensiegerin haben wir hier. Ich gucke mal, ich sehe auch tatsächlich alle 3 Siegerinnen hier. Wir haben Catherine de Brunner aus der Schweiz, Siegerin in 1:36.
Catherine de Brunner from Switzerland. It has to be said, and I'm sure there'll be a discussion on stage, that Catherine de Brunner of Switzerland, an unexpected winner this time of the women's title, beating the very experienced and her fellow Swiss Manuela Scher. It was an outstanding day of racing in general, and not least in the women's wheelchairs. So, Catherine, what were your impressions of the race? It was an incredible day for me. I just really loved all the conditions and the racing. But racing on the road is very different to track racing. So, and in talking to Manuela in the days before this race, that really stirred up my motivation. So, Manuela Scher, it sounds like you weren't that happy with your performance because you had injuries this season. Well, I did have a few months where I couldn't train because of injury this year, but it was a very strong women's field. I did my best to stay with the leaders, but that's the way it goes.
Lynn, how did you experience the race?
It was wonderful to be out here today. We had perfect weather, and there were so many really cheering crowds along the whole course. And, we navigated through those train tracks well. And it was technical, it was windy. So it was awesome to be with very strong women the entire race. So I had a great day.
Katharin, es war sehr technisch, sagen wir gerade. Was hast du das auch so empfunden, gerade als Bahnspezialistin?
Katharina, die Siegerin aus der Schweiz, as a track specialist, was it difficult for you to adapt to the bends? Well, it does take some adaptation because the bends are sort of small bends, but they're pretty frequent. And I knew that in terms of difficulty, Berlin is kind of one of the, what's used the term simpler. I think that means in terms of it's not so technical, it is flat and fast. And Manuela Scher, of course, knows a lot about that. And Manuela Scher agrees with her compatriot and today's winner, Katrin. It is, in that sense, one of the simplest courses. But in some ways, you can see it as a warm-up for London's course, which offers different challenges. And the pack was quite close together nearing the finish. Was asking when the decisive sprint came. Manuela Scher saying, I was trying to position myself behind Katrin and attack her, but couldn't quite do it. So, question for our winner, Katrin, what her season will look like? She also will be going to London to race. And whether she'll be racing more in the Abbott World Marathon Majors. Not more races in that series. She's just doing 2 in the series. Berlin today and London next week. Manuela Scher definitely will be doing more of the Abbott World Marathon Majors series. She did Boston and yes, London, Chicago, and New York are on Manuela Scher's schedule.
New York, Chicago also?
Yes. Yep.
Wow, what a program. Yeah.
It's a good warm-up.
Sind an dieser Stelle noch Fragen an die Athletin? Ansonsten weise ich auch darauf hin, die Pressekonferenzen werden auch.
Urs Weber just making the point that this live stream, not only, of course, as the words suggest, going out live internationally, but you can also go online and download the whole recording of the live stream as we go out in 2 languages. A question about Katrin's future, questioning the winner today in Berlin. Well, it lies in the stars. Saying, well, she's not going to switch completely to the marathon, but she certainly thinks she'll do a marathon from time to time at this stage in her career. Manuela Scher asked about the up-and-coming wheelchair competitors in the women's race from Switzerland, and wasn't much chance to chat during the race. But there's a whole range of topics that Manuela Scher knows very well. And in Switzerland, it's a highly developed wheelchair racing program in terms of drinks and training programs, and indeed general education. So, very impressive day of racing in the wheelchairs. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the Swiss success in general.
And racing in the next weeks. It's going to be very short weeks for you, for the 2 of you, but you're in best company with the other guys. So thank you very much for coming und alles Gute für die nächsten Rennen. Vielen Dank. Und
Thank you very much. And our presenter, Urs Weber, is just waiting for a sign from the back of the press conference hall if our runners, our elite runners, are ready. And I'm also waiting for Urs Weber's sign. But the pace is fast and furious, not just sequence of the press conference. We're going to have the handbikers, Vico Marklein, who was second in the handbikers race. As Urs Weber points out, Vico Marklein is one of the hometown crowd, very much a Berliner, and had a very good performance today, finishing in second in the handbikers. And particular distinction for Vico Marklein this year is that his image, his face is on some of the medals that have been awarded this day. So let's hear his reflections on today's racing. Oh, thank you very much for that introduction. It's 15 years now since my debut in the BMW Berlin Marathon. And to be part of it all that time and today as well and finish second has been really incredible for me. Urs Weber making the point that when he was looking yesterday at the inline skater race, that because their start was about half an hour before the elite runners, there was still some dampness on the road, and whether that posed problems in the early stages. And Vico Marklein saying, yes, we noticed that as well. So Vico using an expression, lactate in the arm. Well, lactate, I'm not a physiologist, but it's the whole atmosphere gets the heart and body pumping. We were getting up to a fair old pace, going at a fast tempo, and then towards the end, well, it's everyone for themselves. And you've got to be near the front to have any chance of podium places. It was one of his teammates who took out the leading group for the sprint to the finish line. That was about 150 meters before the finish line. Johannes Herder also is in the same team. Jonas Fritsch was the eventual winner, also from Germany. So the winner, Jonas Fritsch, was clear out on his own with about 500 meters to go. So Vico Marklein just noticing how the ebb and flow of racing. Sometimes you're having good patches and sometimes not. And sometimes you need a bit of refreshment, like sucking on an orange to get you going again. And also, they took that opportunity because he was kind of reduced or out of training for about 3 weeks because of a bad cold. But in the end, all went well, and he was able to make his attacks and get second place. And what about the racer In fourth place, of course, we've had him on stage just now. Heinz Frey, the great Heinz Frey, in the handbikers. Well, me, Phil Merklein saying, I know all about Heinz Frey. I know how strong he is. But what I know for certain, although he's new to handbiker racing, he can stick in there, hang in there, because his endurance is so strong. So he should have a good think about trying to take his handbiking all the way to Olympic standard. So many thanks, Vico. Another great race from you over these 15 years, and all the best for recovery. And we're waiting for news of if our elite runners are ready for the press conference. If we do have to wait, it shouldn't be long. So at least some of them are by the doping control and haven't passed their sample yet. But we're going to be having them on stage soon. Well, what a great day. I just reflected Marathon press conferences on race day. And Urs Weber, our MC, welcoming and introducing the race director, Mark Milder. And what a great event this year. And we'll be talking about the records shortly. So Mark Milder, the race director, saying, of course, during the week, the build-up to race day, there's a lot of speculation about what the weekend would bring. Of course, the world record is the absolute top, crowned the day. But everything pointed to a special weekend. The weather forecast was very good, ideal conditions, and so they proved to be. So all that built up to a really fine weekend of competition. And Mark just talking about the support on the streets on the along the course, and mentioning Kreuzberg, a well-known district in Berlin. And Berlin is very well known for the sport along the course and the music as well. So the dropout rate this time was much lower, looking as if we certainly had 47,000 runners, or 47,000 collections of start numbers at the Marathon Expo, but we don't yet have the numbers of those who are actually on the start line. Of course, these days with microchips, you can calculate all that in due course. And we can see, Urs Weber makes the point that there is a resurgence in interest in taking part in events. Of course, we've had the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic, and a lot of race promoters from other events here to see what Berlin can do. It's a rising curve. And Mark Milder saying, well, since the European Championships in Munich, where Germany was very successful in the team marathon and in the individual men's champion, Richard Ringer, we're hoping to see increasing numbers of people coming back to London, coming back to running, Freudian slip there, coming into running for the first time, or coming back to it after the pandemic lockdown. And we're very aware of the need to be encouraging the runners of tomorrow. And we couldn't predict exactly what the response would be this year. And there were in fact 3 big events going on in Berlin this weekend. So whether we were concerned whether runners would be able to get hotel accommodation. And as Mark Milder continues to say, also as you've said, the response has been phenomenal. And just remembering what it felt like this morning, this year, at the finish line, what a fantastic atmosphere. And now Urs Weber comes on, of course, to the crowning of the day, the Eliud Kipchoge's world record. Also, we're giving the stat of Eliud Kipchoge has run 19 marathons and has won all but 2 of them. Did you expect to have Eliud Kipchoge with you this year in the race? And the planning that goes into setting up conditions for a world record? Well, Mark's reply is, well, of course you can't. You can do all you can, but you can't be absolutely sure. Of course not. And the weather is always a factor. You know, we had absolute best weather, but you can create a plan. You can't guarantee it success. And we could see that he had lost a few seconds on the second half, and in fact, if you may well be seeing on camera the new world record holder, Eliud Kipchoge of Kenya. And I have to say, for my position in my little cabin doing this commentary on the live stream, walking a little stiffly. And Mark Correa, his fellow Kenyan, second today, will be joining him. Eliud, wearing as he did in the press conference before the race, the white top. Yes.
Such a fantastic race day. There were so many, we were just talking about the atmosphere of the race. The people came back because they were so fascinated by racing. Eliud, did you feel that on the course, that there were so many people cheering you?
Absolutely. I think this is the first time since I actually attend Berlin that we had a wonderful crowd. Very wonderful, especially after actually COVID. It's good actually people to come back to streets. Above all is that 45,000 people ran, which is actually a positive thing. So it's actually Berlin was the best with the all population in town coming to the streets. 45,000 people running after pandemic. It's wonderful. It's good to come back, and now its life is normal again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Eliud, of course, people are talking about the record now, and it's very much a thing of analyzing the record on different levels, technically, and how the weather was, and so on. But the only one who can give an answer to the question, how did it feel, is you. So how does it feel to have broken the record again?
I feel good. I am happy to... I say 3 days ago that I want to run a course record, and if that course record can be translated to a world record, to also to personal best, then I will appreciate. I'm appreciating today actually officially about the world record, so I'm happy for it.
And we were speculating a lot also on the press conference on Friday. How fast would the first half be, and who would go with you, and is it 60-40 or 60-30? And then you just went away, and you, I think up to kilometer 25, the projected time was a sub-2 marathon. So this was your strategy today, to head for a sub-2 marathon?
I said 3 days ago that Berlin is a place whereby it can give anybody actually a chance to push the limits. I always don't believe in limits. I don't know what the limits are. I always say no human is limited. That you see that the first year was 59.50, which can tell the general public that good things are coming. I have shown people the way. My plan, actually, my strategy with all my team was to run anything called a course record.
Yeah.
And if that course record actually could be a second, then we appreciate. If that course record can be a world record, then that's a big appreciation. Yes.
And you also mentioned always that it is a team behind you and a team together with you that achieves this world record time and this achievement of yours on the road. So comparing to the record before, what was there that you still could improve? Was it your personal training? Is it your general athletics? Was it nutrition? Was it also the material, the carbon-plated shoes? What were two or three elements that were better today than on your previous record?
I can put in a bucket management people, coaching, my teammates, sponsors, general public, all my fans. Then I will just actually shake the whole packet, and they will come with one value, which is teamwork.
Okay.
So our systems actually are clear. The way we handle things are clear. That's why I always say 100% of myself is nothing compared to 1% of the whole team. And 1% of the whole team is critically crucial than 100% of myself. That means actually team played a crucial work. Without the right systems, without the right team, I couldn't achieve this. So you can see actually we have a right team for the last 10 years, 15 years. We have been having the best team, the best management ever, the best coaching system, the best technical team, the best teammates, the best sponsors, the best fans all over the world that they are think positive about the sport. And that's why we keep on actually going in front. We keep on actually pushing the limits. The whole team, we believe in actually no limits. I don't know when will be the limits, but as the days go, we'll know where the limits are. I don't know, but I think that the finishing point is still not yet seen.
Yeah. Very much so. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands up if you have a question to Eliud, and we will include it directly, because we will not have roundtable discussions afterwards with respect to the situation. Maybe one question more, Eliud. You looked so focused. Your mind was so focused. You were so concentrated, and still you looked so relaxed, also in the latter quarter of the race. And now that you have done 19 marathon races, is that something where you get better and better? Do you get more focused? Is this something which grows with the years?
You remember what I said on Friday? I will run my own race.
Yeah.
And if anybody actually wants to join me in running my own race, I will appreciate and welcome him. So that's how my race is. Being focused, being calm, trying actually to enjoy the running, trying to see the splits, trying to push and actually stay on the course. I think we are growing. 19 marathons, actually, I think we are growing. We are now holder as far as marathon is concerned. That's a sign.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very much so. Marco, congratulations for second place. It was almost a surprise for us to see you then coming to second place. How was the race for you? How was your experience today?
Okay, first let me congratulate Eliud Kipchoge. Today was really fantastic race. For me, I'm so happy to have run with a legend. The race was good. I like the Berlin, the streets, a lot of fans. It was really, really fantastic. I'm so happy to have made the second place.
And you cannot say you lost the first place, because the first place was taken by Eliud with a world record. So it's okay to be second, I guess, right?
I couldn't run on the first group. I ran on the second group. Yeah.
And it was your fastest marathon time too, a personal best too, right? For you?
No. My personal best is 2:05:49.
Ah, okay. But okay.
Yeah.
So you will come back again, surely, to improve your time.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So please, are there any questions to the athletes? Then hands up, Jörg. Sorry. Oh, no, you have the microphone. Sorry.
It's Robert Semler with the German news agency DPA. Eliud Kipchoge, congratulations for the world record today. With all respect, you are about to turn 38 years in November. So what are your plans, let's say, for the next 1 or 2 years? Will you still try to do a marathon like Berlin or anywhere else, under 2 hours? Is that on your mind?
You know, I'm an African, and in Africa, we believe that we chase one rabbit at a time. So the rabbit which we are chasing as a team is Berlin Marathon 2022. I'll go back now, sit with the team, sit with the coach, and see the availability is actually on the table. So from today, I don't have any plan at all. I will know my plans in next year, in a month time.
Yeah, chase a rabbit, one rabbit at a time. Yes. Do we have a microphone here? All right. Yes, we go here and then, sorry, go a second. Yeah, please.
Congratulations in this official way again. We've been talking on Friday about this.
You are doing speculation.
The speculation, yes. And 60-40 that you said you will think about it. Then there was yesterday the meeting with Pacers, and there was a target time 60-50. But the weather was perfect, your shape is great, and you start very fast. And in front of you, there was a car with the watch, with the time clock. And you have been watching on this time. So when you pass halfway mark, under 1 hour, what was in your mind, that now or never, or
going across halfway with 59.50, that was a big motivation. That I'm still feeling good, no ache actually in my muscles, and I can cross this time, and I was happy. So I don't have regrets that I don't know, maybe I will do this at the end of it. No. In fact, I was really happiest man to cross. Actually, in the normal marathon, who has ever actually crossed under 16 and going to the marathon? Never.
Hello, Eliud. Congratulations for your record. I'm a French journalist for Winning Attitude magazine. There is a big event next summer, World Championship, not far from here in Budapest, and another very big event in Paris. I'm French. I hope to see you in Olympic Games. So my question is, do you have in mind to run World Championship next year on Olympic Games? Of course, you have to qualify. Do you think to that event now, or you see, maybe you will see?
Well, I have said that I don't have any plan for now, but I will actually console to my right people about what's actually the future holds for me. So hold on, we'll see. Actually, follow me on my social media channels. We'll see where I will be stepping. Yeah.
Please, here, is the mic?
Blah, blah?
Yeah, works.
You are a legend, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's an honor for me to be able to talk to you directly. I come from Canada.
Please hold the microphone close.
No, I come from Canada, but now I live in Berlin, which is the most exciting, freaking place on the planet. I would like to address a question which started to bother me, which is related to the age of athletes. Let's put this in the context. Serena Williams just retired being 40. Roger Federer just retired being 40. Let's say Nadal took 2 majors and he's 37, 30-something. So the age is a total nonsense to put it on the table, because what matters is your mindset and your physical condition. So I would like to address this question because I'm also 71, and also this is called sort of age discrimination, but in a nice way. You know, you reach an age and then you can't, won't. How could you be able to do things like this? Also, let's remind ourselves of many artists, genius. Frank Lloyd Wright was 90, still freaking delivering. So don't be shy not to respond to this question. And if I were you, I would say it's an inappropriate question. You know? You
It's
don't
a good
have...
question.
Yeah?
It's a good question.
Please.
I will answer you. Yes.
You are young. You have many years to run. Don't worry.
You forgot Lewis Hamilton is
Yes.
at the same age.
Yes.
And still driving a car at
Exactly.
360 kilometers per hour.
And in US, you know, the legend of the NFL, 40. He retired, came back. Oh, come on, guys. You are either too young, too fat, too. Okay? My pleasure, my honor. Thank you, God.
Thank you very much. You know, I always tell people that if you want to be young in mind, then start running. If you want to be young in mind, start doing fitness. 2 days ago, I was watching a UFC, not UFC, actually the Peleta, we call Peleta in US. They scheduled the game in Ireland. And Yoel Romero from Cuba is 45. Just imagine, he knocked a person actually at the age of 45. On the other hand, there's a story whereby there was a 91-year-old man in US. And one of the young people who retired from job at 60 asked one of these men that, what keeps you going? And the man told him, please, I am 91, but I will run up to 100. But what keeps me going and keeps me young is running in this park every day. He's running actually 10 miles every day in the park. The old man is 91 and still going strong. He's young in the mind. Mind still actually reasoning well. It's like 50. So it's, running actually makes somebody to think in a good way and live longer. So if you want to live longer, come to running. Yes.
Yeah. So?
Hey, Eliud, 42 kilometers is a long story, but when we look at your race, maybe there are 3 chapters up through 25K. The pace was very high. You also had pacers and little competition, but the rhythm was so good. You know, the 250, 250, 250, 25 to maybe 38, a little bit of struggle. You're by yourself. I could see finding the rhythm was a little more difficult, but maybe at 38K, maybe with Valentine's encouraging to keep the arms going, you found the rhythm again and were able to attack the finish. Can you maybe comment on each of those 3 chapters on how you were thinking and feeling?
I can say the race actually was good. But Professor, please, let us forget about all these things. Let us celebrate the end, because the end is a world record. I always say, if you want to be successful, great planning and great preparation. The hiccups between here will come, but all in all is that I am happy I ran a world record. But it's also a learning process, and I've learned actually more. But I'm happy.
Very good. Are there further questions? So please, we'll do the end round now, because with respect to the athletes here, we want also to give them a rest. Otherwise, I would firstly say thank you to Mark and to Eliud.
Thank you.
It was a very great racing day for the history of running.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And in a short while, I don't know if we have the elite women field. We have them here. So I can say thank you for coming, and we will give the entrance free for the elite women here. Thanks.
Thank you
for coming. Thank you, Eliud. Thank you, Mark. So, and here we go for the women's field. We have Tigist Asafa for first place and Rosemary Vanjiro for second place. And is Tigist also here, the third place finisher? Okay, so thank you for coming here. And we have a translation. Shall we talk in English, ask a question in English or in, yeah?
I think no Germany.
Yeah, okay. We saw, well, a really fast race and a course record and a surprisingly outcome of the race. So you went really out there very, very courageous. Was this your plan to head for this really fast time that you clocked here with a new course record? This would be my first question to Tigist.
በመጀመሪያ እንኳን ደስ አለሽ ማለት እፈልጋለሁ። በሁለተኛ ደረጃ በጣም ፈጣን ሰዓት ነው። ፕላንሽ ነው ወይ ይሄንን ለማሸነፍ ይሄን ሰዓት ለማስመዝገብ ፕላንሽ ነው ወይንስ ኮርስ ሪከርዱንም አሻሽለሻል? ምንድነው ፕላንሽ የነበረው?
አመሰግናለሁ። በመጀመሪያ ፈጣሪ ማመስገን ፈልጋለሁ። በመቀጠል ኦርጋናይዘሬን ማመስገን ፈልጋለሁ። የበርሊንም ሰዎች ማመስገን ፈልጋለሁ። በትልቅ ሞራል ነበር እንትን ሲሉ ነው የነበረው። ማናጀሬንም ኮቼንም እጅግ በጣም ማመስገን ፈልጋለሁ። እውነት ለመናገር ይሄ እኔ እቅድ አልነበረም። 17 ለመሮጥ ነበር። ግን የአየሩ ሁኔታ ይህን ሰዓት እንድሮጥ አድርጎኛል። በጣም ደስተኛ ነኝ።
Firstly, I want to say thanks for God to give me this power and to arrive in this position. And secondly, I want to thanks for organization to trust me and to invite me on this big event. And again, management and coaches, everybody trying to help me in training. I wanted to say thanks. Secondly, my plan was not like this fast, but the plan was to try at least course record to 17, to run to 17. But the weather was very nice. In that case, especially in last parts, I decided to push to get better the time. My body looks very fantastic and the weather was very nice, but that case I pushed in the last parts.
How did you experience Berlin again? Because you raced already in Berlin at the Eastaf, right? For her?
Experience እንዴት ነው? በርሊን የመጀመሪያሽ ነው?
እውነት ለመናገር የማራቶን ልምድ የለኝም። ነገር ግን በጥሩ ሁኔታ ነው እንደምወጣው አምኜ የመጣሁት። በጥሩ ሁኔታ ተወጥቻለሁ። የሰው ሞራል ለኔ ብርታት ሆኖኛል።
I am not experienced with marathon. This one is second marathon, and what I see from this one, the spectator helping me, cheers on me, and all the road looks like the fans give me big morals, and my experience for next year is very, very big, and I hope next time this can help me to move faster.
Even faster. So is that right? 2:34 is your previous record time, yes?
Yes.
2 hours 34. And then you ran the half marathon at the Road to Records in Herzogenaurach?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And how could you be so courageous to run out this fast? That would be my question.
2:17 ነው 2:34 ነበርሽ ከዛ ሮድ ቱ ሪከርድ 2:67 ሮጥሽ ይሄ በዚህ በአፋጣኝ ሰዓት እንዴት አርገሽ ነው እንደዚህ ልታሻሽ የቻልሽው?
እውነት ለመናገር 34 የሮጥኩ ጊዜ ጉዳት አጋጥሞኝ ነበር 20 ቀን ሲቀረኝ ጉዳት አጋጥሞኝ ነበር ያው ውድድሩን አለመሰረዝ ነው የሄድኩት ጉዳት ላይ ስለነበር ውድድሩ ላይ ገብቼ ትንሽ እግሬን ያመመኝ ስለነበር እንደ ትሬኒንግ ቆጥሬው ነው ውድድሩን የጨረስኩት። ያ አልነበረም የኔ አቅም። ለዛ ነው ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ እግሬ ሙሉ በሙሉ ጤነኛ ነው። የተሻለ ትሬኒንግ ሰርቼ በጥሩ ጤንነት ነው ወደዚህ የመጣሁት። የጤንነቴ ችግር ነበር ያኔ ገጠመኝ። ያ ደግሞ ጤንነቴ ተስተካክሎ ዛሬ እሱ አልነበረም። ለዛ ነው ፐርሰናሊ ልሮጥ የጠቀመኝ።
That one, Riyadh 234 is not my, I can say that is not my time. Before the Riyadh Marathon, there is, I made injury. That injury affected me. Just, I did not want to cancel the races. By that case, I try to go to the race. At least I can get experience for next marathon or next races.
Okay.
By that case, that one is not my time just for running. That one is to finish the races. And my real preparation, my goal was Berlin, and my preparation was very fantastic even in training, and I did what I thinking. Again, I wanted to say thanks for everybody with me and for the God.
That's good to hear. And finally, now you have a real marathon time. That is for sure.
I want to marathon rush nation.
Yes.
But you also won in Herzog, and as I said, and also the Oelder City Lauf, right, in 32 minutes on the 10?
Yeah.
32 አለሽ በ10 ላይ 10 ላይ ስንት
The city run? No.
30 50 ነልኝ
13 15 in 10k.
Okay.
Of 10k.
So, Rosemary, you were very courageous too, and because, I mean, also for you, the marathon experience was still an open window, but you had a very fast half marathon time. So how did you experience the race today from your eyes?
First of all,
Just speak, it's going to start up.
First of all, I want to say thanks to my coach, my management, and everyone to support me through this journey. So the rest today, I was only to focus and run and see how it goes. But I'm so happy because I've run 2:18. I was not expecting that. Yes.
So a nice surprise, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Very courageous racing. We were really surprised. So are there any questions here from the audience, from the journalists? Then please just raise your hands. I can see one hand there.
Congratulations to you both. My question to you is, it looked like through about 20K, there was a large group of women running together with pacers and other men runners, but it seemed like there was a group of you that were really going out strong, but going out together. How was it to race as a pack, and when do you think you felt like you started to get some separation?
እስከ 20 ኪሎ ሜትር ድረስ ሁላችሁም አንድ ላይ ነበራችሁ። እንዴት ነው ከዛ በኋላ ታርጌቱ ምን ነበር? እንዴት ነው ያረጋችሁት? የት ላይ ነው ለማቁረጥ ምናምን የሄዳችሁት? ምን ነበር ታክቲካችሁ?
አው እስከ 20 ኪሎ ሜትር አብረን ነበርን። ኢቭን እስከ 30 አብረን ነበርን። ያ እኔና አስጨንቆኝ ነበርም ደሞ ፈርቼ ነበር። ግን የነበረኝ የቦዲ ጥሩ ስሜት እንደማሸነፍ እንደመወጣው አቅ ነበር። የተሻለ ፔስ ሄደን በዛ እንትን ሌሎቹ ቀሩ።
Up to 20 kilometers, everybody is together. Even in 30 kilometers, some ladies with me. When in the beginning to try to push, I afraid much. Up to 20 kilometers, I did not do any reaction. After in 30 kilometers, I decided to move, and I tell to my pacemakers to push a little bit. In 30 kilometers, when I try to push, everybody is left me, and I was alone after that one.
Fantastic. So are there more questions? Then please just raise your hands. Otherwise, my final question would be, Tigis, were you aware that you were that fast up to kilometer 30 because you were only 23 seconds behind world record course? Did you know that on the race?
23 ሰከንድ ብቻ ነው ከወርልድ ሪከርዴን ቀረሽ ያንን ታቂ ነበር ወይ የት ላይ ነው ፋስት እንደምትሮጪ ያወቅሽው
ከ35 በኋላ ነው ፈጣን ሰዓት እንደምሮጥ ያወቅኩት ቦዲውም ጥሩ ስለነበረ ከሌላው የተሻለ ፔስ ለመሄድ ወሰንኩ ከ35 በኋላ ነው ጥሩ እንደምሮጥ ያወቅኩት
ፔሱ ፈጣን እንደሆነ ታቂ ነበር ከዛ በፊት
አው አቀው ነበር ያየሁት ነው
ፕሮጀክት ታይሙን ታይ ነበር ያየሁት ነበር አው yes I see in 35 kilometer when I see the projector time what it showed me was very fast after that I thinking I can run fast and even my body become very fresh after that after 35 kilometers I try to push more okay at least to run faster but I did not thinking I can run faster like that and only I see in projector time
okay Mark, but anyway, we have the proof that an 800-meter track runner can start out on the marathon and be on the third fastest time ever run by a woman on the marathon. Did you expect that, to be honest? No. It was maybe at least expected as Eliud, right?
No, well, I mean, I heard from her management that she's doing very great in training, that she's the fastest in the group. So that was also one of the reasons why we accepted her into the race with only 2:34, and I obviously was aware that she's been doing very good, but never expected her to be number 3. And I mean, I think only Paula Radcliffe and Bridget Koskay are the ones who have been faster. I mean, that's quite an achievement, and I'm not 100% sure, but what I also heard. So I think that needs to be proven that for Rosemary that it is the fastest debut ever. So that's also some sort of a record.
Some sort, yeah. A big record,
so congratulations to that. And so yeah, it rounded off a fantastic day. And for the statistic nerds who like to compare marathon times, I also heard that. We have now a new record for combined men's and women's time. So it was a truly historic race day for the elites, and I hope also for the masses, which are still going on. I mean, not very far away, they're still running, and so hoping that everyone will make it safe to the finish line.
And I can also say, just for the nerds here, just investigate in the times that have been run today. There were so many great runners out there from all the countries, all over the world. Many Japanese runners who were really fast. And for example, Eliud, he also clocked, I think, a world record on the 25 kilometers and the 30 kilometers by passing in record time. So, and I'm very much sure that we are going to hear your names again here in the future and in the big marathons. And we hope very much that you are going to come back here to Berlin to race another marathon. And Mark, I think we can close it now by saying that it was a fantastic race week. And let's cheer out the runners that are still on the course. Yeah? Okay. Thank you for coming. And yeah, we have to give a big applause to our women's leaders, Tigis Assefa and Rosemary Vanjiro.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
Are you fine? Yeah. Okay, yes. Tigis, let me just congratulate you like this. Rosemary, great you came. Ja, na klar.